Welcome to the preview for Chapter 23, The New Deal. We continue our exploration of FDR's New Deal. Section 3, The New Deal affects many groups. Our objectives for Section 3, as a result of our exploration, I'll be able to analyze the effects of the New Deal programs on women. I can describe Roosevelt's attitude toward African Americans. I can identify the groups that formed the New Deal coalition, and I can describe the supporter of FDR's New Deal. Our terms and names: Frances Perkins was a Secretary of Labor. Mary McLeod Bethune, head of the Office of Minority Affairs in the NYA. John Collier, Commissioner on Indian Affairs. The New Deal Coalition, voters from different groups that supported the Democratic Party because of the New Deal. And the Congress of Industrial Organizations, the CIO, the labor union. So as we move through the objectives, first, how did the New Deal affect women? One of the things that should be noted is that women made some important gains during the New Deal, and one of the ways is they were appointed to important jobs. Frances Perkins, for example, became the first female cabinet member as Secretary of Labor. And one of the things that she's known for and given credit for is the creation of the Social Security system, something that exists to this day. Roosevelt also appointed women as federal judges, and he hoped that these appointments would actually make him more popular amongst women. Many of the New Deal agencies did not discriminate in hiring, so this also gave more opportunities. But some government agencies and many businesses did not hire as many women as men. For example, the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, hired men only, and women were almost always paid less than men. In fact, the National Recovery Administration, NRA, actually set lower wage levels for women than men. What about Roosevelt's attitude toward African Americans? President Roosevelt gave a number of African Americans a voice in government. Mary McLeod Bethune was an educator who became head of Minority Affairs Office of the National Youth Administration, the NYA, and she wanted to ensure that the NYA hired some African Americans. She also helped organize the Black Cabinet. This was a group of influential African Americans that advised Roosevelt on racial issues. However, it should be noted that FDR did not push for full civil rights for African Americans. One of the factors influencing FDR was his fear of losing the support of white Southerners. I can identify the groups that formed the New Deal coalition. These are the people that supported Roosevelt, and he got votes from Southern whites, city people, African Americans, and workers who belonged to unions. And together these groups of voters formed a coalition that supported FDR, and they became known as the New Deal Coalition. Labor unions made significant gains in the 1930s. New Deal laws made it easier for workers to form unions and to bargain with employees. There were some divisions that emerged between labor unions. The AFL, the American Federation of Labor, was made up of mostly crafts unions, such as plumbers or carpenters. Other unions wanted to represent workers in a whole industry, such as the automobile industry. And these unions broke away to form the Congress of Industrial Organizations, the CIO. And in the 1930s, labor employed a new kind of strike, a sit-down strike. And in a sit-down strike, workers did not leave their workplace. They remained inside but refused to work. And what this actually did is it prevented factory owners from bringing in steel breakers or scabs to get the work done. There was some violence. Memorial Day 1937, police killed 10 people during a steel strike in Chicago. The Democratic Party got a great deal of support from people living in cities. Powerful city political organization helped build this support. And so did New Deal programs that helped the urban poor. So Roosevelt appealed to people of many ethnic groups, and he appointed people of urban immigrant backgrounds to important government jobs. It should also be noted, while it's not in our objectives, that Mexican Americans and Native Americans were also impacted by the New Deal. And Mexican Americans tended to support the New Deal, but they actually received few benefits. Many were farm workers who were not covered by federal laws. Some New Deal agencies actually discriminated against them. Native Americans got support from the New Deal. John Collier was made Commissioner on Indian Affairs in 1933, and he was a strong supporter of Native American rights. Collier helped pass the Indian Reorganization Act, and this law actually strengthened Native American land claims. And this concludes our preview for Section 3 of Chapter 23.